I've read a letter that came from yesterday. It was dated yesterday, and it came from AHIP, Blue Cross Blue Shield, came from family doctors, came from the AMA, came from American hospitals. And basically, I'm just going to quote what the letter said. It says, repealing the individual mandate without a workable alternative will reduce enrollment, further destabilizing an already fragile individual and small group health insurance market on which more than 10 million Americans rely. That's a quote from their letter. They go on to say in their letter yesterday, it says, there will be serious consequences if Congress simply repeals the mandate while leaving the insurance reforms in place. The millions more will be uninsured or face higher premiums, challenge their ability to access the care they need. Let's work together on solutions that deliver the access, the care, of the coverage the American people deserve. I've said before, I'll say it again today, I do not worship at the shrine of the individual mandate. I'm a recovering governor. I'm interested in what works. Find out what works and do more of that. And I know we've heard from our friends on the other side of the aisle that the individual mandate does not help make sure that more young people, healthy people are getting into the exchanges, getting their coverage, to make for a healthy mix of people to insure. Somebody saying that's not enough. Why don't we have folks before us in a hearing like this who actually can answer that question? And then, Mr. Chairman, I just say to you, I think what we need is independent validation. What we need is independent validation. Is the individual mandate the best way to make sure that healthy people, young healthy people, are getting coverage in the exchanges? Is there something else that's better? We've never had a hearing on this. The closest hearing that's taken place were 4 of them right here in this room 2 months ago, where everybody agreed that the individual mandate was working. Doctors, insurance companies, health economists, governors, insurance companies, they said it was working. If you get rid of it, make sure you replace it with something even better. And we're talking about getting rid of it. We're not talking about doing anything or replacing it with something that there's reason to believe, aside from people just conjecturing, that there's a better idea out there. Why, Mr. Chairman, why, I think others have asked this before, why don't we have CBO in here to answer these kinds of questions? Why? This is important. This is going to, we've already seen so much damage done to the individual, to the exchanges, the stability exchanges, bare counties, almost bare states. Didn't have to happen. The administration has sought to destabilize them because they think that the exchanges were, they call it Obamacare. They think it was a creation of Barack Obama. I said yesterday, I say here today, he had nothing to do with the creation of exchanges and so-called Obamacare. It's been labeled after him, I guess, for fun or for some other reason. But why don't we have CBO in here to actually answer a very legitimate question by 6 of the major stakeholders in this debate? Why? I'm sorry, I can't hear you, sir. I can't hear you, sir.
Sorry. Yeah, that's a good idea. There's we have joint tax helping us to understand this better. As far as CBO is concerned, I'm not sure they would help us understand it better anyway, but they have a right to weigh in if they want to. We're not foreclosing that.
Well, actually, CBO is in a position, and they have the expertise to come in and answer this kind of question. They can come in and tell us if the individual mandate, what effect it's going to have in terms of ensuring that healthy mix. They can tell us if there are other ideas that are better. And I don't know that that's not joint tax's job, but it is one of the jobs of CBO, and they have the expertise to answer those questions.
But this is the way we've proceeded. Senator Cassidy is next.
Mr. Chairman, I would just say, why isn't CBO here to answer these kinds of questions? I don't get it.
We addressed this yesterday, and frankly, we're going to move ahead with what we have, which is, I think, plenty enough.
A friend of mine used to have a saying. He said, "Don't confuse me with the facts." And I think in this case, CBO could provide some interesting facts, and that could either confuse us or actually enlighten us. And I think in this case, it would enlighten us.
Well, they can weigh in if they want to.